things first, so what you want to do is get down to the your local breaker's yard, scrap yard. Find yourself a Fiesta, a donor door card, which all has all electric. It's in place already, so that's what I'm doing. After taking the door card apart, don't forget you've got to take off the motor. So then you can actually pull the window down by hand. Because of the motor's there, you can't actually push the window down, so remove the motor. And then you can just force the window down with your hands in a second. And line up the holes here. So you can remove the window. But yeah, back to me installing that. Thank you, Scrapyard Adam, for sharing that clip. So, you join me now back home. I have the wiring harness to do the conversion. You need a few tools. I'll recommend using gloves when you get behind the door because it is quite sharp, as I found out down in the scrapyard. Ouch. So yeah, this is the wiring harness for now converting over the electric mirrors. So what you need for this job is obviously the electric mirrors. I like that. And then you just need the wiring harness with the electric mirror connection, which is this little piece right here. It's on its own wire, as you can see. The rest of it is just your electric motor for your window. Speaker wire is over there. That plugs into the rest of the car. That plugs into the door locking mechanism. So yeah, basically it's an easy job to do. You just got to have a bit of patience, really. So first things first, you want to do is take the screw out of there. It's just a little, what's it, a crosshead, I think it is. Remove the plastic trim, remove the door card. There are 2 screw holes. You have to remove this plastic piece here. There's 2 screws in here, behind here, that holds the handle on to the door. And then at the bottom of the door there are, somewhere down there, there are 2 plastic screws that go into the bottom of the door. And then it's just basically just take the door card off carefully without snapping any plastic clips. So you're going to need some plastic tool removers for this sort of job, if you don't want to damage your plastics. So yeah, I am Mr. AJ Focus. Thank you for joining me on today's video. We are actually installing the electric wiring harness for the electric mirror upgrade. Anyone can do this if you have a Fiesta with manual mirrors. Basically like that Fiesta's got over there. The manual mirrors on there. And you want to convert them to these nice electric mirrors. So it saves you having to reach across. Safety first, I guess. So yeah, all you need for this is the wiring harness. Just make sure it has that connection for the electric mirrors. You have to buy electric mirrors, obviously. So I'm going to take all this door card off and I'll get back to you guys in just a second. Just very quickly before I actually take the door card off, I just thought I'll show you. So once you've removed that panel, be very, very careful because it's got 3 clips that slot in there and they expand when they go behind. So trying to get them out without snapping them, I'm very, very careful. When you get this corner off, I'd recommend starting from here and working along and prying here and just prying here to get a bit of leverage, and here if you can as well, just get a bit of leverage so they all sort of come out together because they do snap quite easily. Luckily mine didn't snap, mine was still all intact. There is a screw just in there and in there, just in case people get confused on how you remove the door handle. So it is a Torx piece, I think it's like a T5, a T10, something like that. So yeah, just be careful when you take this part off because this is the only part that can snap and that'd be bad. Right, door card is off. Okay then, after taking your door card off, you are now met with the bit behind, the dreaded panel that everyone hates. Because it has like 12 bolts that go all the way around the outside. Dun dun dun. So yeah, remove all of these now. All of them need to be removed. They are 10mm socket. Now to save a bit of time, I'm going to use my electric ratchet because I can't be bothered to do it by hand. So I'm going to use the electric ratchet. So this is the connection anyway for the electric mirror. feed that through, and then this will fit into it. Before we continue with today's video, guys, remember, click the subscribe button if you're new, bell notification button, so you get notified on all my new content and upcoming videos. Right, back to today's video. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to remove all those screws and then slowly pull the panel outwards, reach down, disconnect all of these wires, including off there. You need to push this through. And here, apologies for the annoying dog in the background, it's not mine. Like so. And then you want to unscrew this here, like so. It just twists and turns and then it should pop out. And then you can just push it through in a minute. So let me get this door card bolts off and I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. Alright then, so I've undone all of those 12 screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them. Trusty electric ratchet. Right, coming back up here now, you want to undo the 3 bolts that hold on the electric window motor, and this can just wriggle free. Very carefully, he says. Like so, I don't really want to force that, it looks like it's sort of sticky there and gluey. Nice. Anyway, yeah, so now that's removed, you can sort of pull this out slightly. It will come out. It's got some sticky stuff behind it that holds it against that. Now, the only problem is now, because the glass is there, reaching down to get the wiring will not be easy, but with a bit of persuasion, or should I try? I might just remove the glass. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to remove the glass. So what you want to do, behind these tabs, as I'll just show you down the scrapyard, very, very carefully, you want to remove that tab, one there, pull the window, because the motor's not there now, you can actually force the window down with your hand. Once those white tabs get into place, and then you can remove the glass. So I'm just going to do that, I'm just going to pull these off very, very gently, so I don't really want to break them. And then I'll take the glass out. Come here, just take the glass out. Okay, so I pulled those tabs off. There they are. And inside there, as you can see, there's a little white tab. You need to push that one in with a screwdriver on this side. There's the little plastic cover or foam. And the same in there, that one in the back there. So you want to push that piece there. Be very, very careful. It is quite a hard piece of plastic, but you can actually break it. So be careful. I normally just go between it like that to push back. As you see, it sort of does flex back, and then you can remove the glass. I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to be very difficult on my own without someone holding the glass. I normally work from that way forward because the glass, you can lift the glass up and it will just sit on top of that, so you don't really have to worry about it dropping. But yeah, just be very, very careful at this point because you don't want to drop the glass, because that would be bad, obviously. Yeah, let's get the glass out. Yeah, that put up a bit of a fight, that did. You do need 2 people, sometimes it is easier. Glass is removed. You can just about see it. Now's a good time to give it a good clean in a minute, I think. But yeah, the glass is removed. I didn't break any tabs. Now you get a better look at how that works. So God, I'm out of breath. God, this one here put up a bit of a fight. Didn't really want to ping back enough. So yeah, these push back. It's a very clever piece of easy mechanisms that Ford have done there. I like they've put a bit of rubber bump stop on there as well to stop it from rattling. Again, nice. God, I'm out of breath. That's really was a bit of a fight that did to come out of there, but there we go. That's done. Let's remove this from it. Now this should be able to just pull back a little bit more. I'm not going to pull this off completely because that means I'm mucking around with all the wiring and mechanisms for the windows. I'm just going to pull it back enough so I can get my arm down there across here to undo this piece here. There's a little clip and it pulls off, it slides out. So that's for the door lock here. So it sits somewhere around about here. A big block like that. You probably might be able to fit it. The only problem with this though, on the driver's side it sits upwards like that so you can get to the clip. But on the passenger side it sits downwards like that so the clip's underneath so you can't actually freaking see it. So it's a bit of a feeling game with that one, and the rest of them are quite easy just to get off. They're just little push tabs, squeeze them out. But yeah, I've undone that as well. That's now unscrewed, ready to rock and roll. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to slowly pull this outwards towards me, get my arms down, pull this through, and fingers crossed I don't cut myself anymore, because this really stings now. It's not nice. Yes, but we're one step closer now to having full electrics. Getting there. So you join me a little bit later, still feeding it out, getting it out bit by bit. I've just pulled this part out of the door. Down there's a gaping hole now. I've just undone all the clips, see the grey clip there. Bit difficult to film. Pull this clip off here. I'm trying not to pull this bit too much because the door mechanism that holds the lock and the handle together. You might be able to see it if I can get the camera, the focus. So right there's a lump of plastic. Let's see if I can point to it. Screwdriver. So this lump of plastic right here, one there, one down there, has these sliders on it. So you can slide all this off, but I don't want to slide this off because it's all connected to the door lock, to that lock, to the door lock at the front. So when you're pulling on this, just be very, very careful not to pull too much on this corner here, because you will snap those legs off and then you need a whole new thingy-bajiggy. I've managed to reach my arm down there and unplug the wire, the one with the white tab here. So I've managed to unplug it all the way, unclip it, sorry, all the way along. Now I've just got to try and reach down in there somewhere. This doohickey mechanism, which sits somewhere down here underneath all that plastic. So it's just basically a feeling game now. You can feel it, but you just got to try and pry it off. And because Ford have put this mechanism underneath it, you try to get your hand down there and finger the frickin' thing. It's not going to be easy. But I've managed to pull out all the wiring so far on this side. All this is ready to come out here. It's just, this is the last connection now. So it's just a feeling game. But this does give you enough. You can pull it back just enough to get your arm down there and across. Be very, very careful because these runners are incredibly sharp. It's almost like a knife. And that's how I got the cut on my finger earlier. And it's not just a little cut, no, it's sliced it right across. And it stings because this is like a freaking knife. And because it happens so fast, you don't feel it. And then I look down like, oh God, there's blood gushing everywhere. How lovely. So I'm wearing gloves for this part because these are incredibly sharp. All this plastic in here is super sharp. So be very, very careful when you do it. So hopefully, guys, fingers crossed, next time you see this door card, the new wiring harness will be going in. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, I've got it out. There it is. So that's the old harness right here. As you see, it's very basic wiring. It's just a little clip. There's twists in and out. Speaker. Wiring for the electric motor. And that one's also for, I think, for the motor as well. Does something else. And that's for the door lock on the door. So that's the old harness. Now removed. This is a new harness. So you can see we have now an extra wire coming out of here for the electric mirrors. And the rest of it's exactly the same. It's just this now is the electric mirror that controls the passenger side. So you can control it from the driver's side. So it is a reverse on how you get this back in. So just remember how you threaded it out of the door card. You need to put it back in the same way it came, because obviously the window is going to go up and down and you don't want the window slicing into that. So you have to sort of feed it in and around. I can hold this open. So yeah, you have to go under here, clip it in there. So you have to go behind the runners and clip it all the way along behind that runner as well, and then just feeling down there just to clip in that grey piece for the door lock, and then push all the tabs back into place. Cable tie, you need to cable tie it. Just remember to cut the cable ties. Like I say, you don't want nothing getting in the way of the window runners or anything like that, any of the motors. So yeah, I'm going to put that in now, and next time we see it, guys, hopefully we'll have everything back together. But yeah, you want to obviously feed it back through there as well. Feed that in first, because if you put on the wire, then this bit is already in place. If you know what I mean, if you don't put it in now, then the wire's just going to be too loose and you're going to be thinking, well, I've got so much wire. So I always put this bit in first, screw it in, and work from there across. It's getting there. It's going well so far. I thought it was a bit more tricky than this. But that's actually alright. So this is simple, guys. It's taken me so far, what, 15-20 minutes so far to get this far? Not bad. So what are they? Before I do that, wing mirrors, electric mirrors are about, I don't know, 20-25 pounds for a set. If I'm colour coded, I think a little bit more. The wire and harness cost me 15 quid, and then it's about 20 minutes, half an hour of your time outside to convert it all. So not bad at all, really. And we're almost done. So yeah, I'm gonna put the wire in, get back to you guys in a sec. Alright, I'm just giving the glass a nice bit of cleaning before I might as well do it while you've got it out. It's never going to come out again, so get in there now, because look at all that grime that just sits there. Causes the rubber seals to make that squeaky sound. Just the dirt over the years building up. Yeah, it's coming off lovely. Right, I'm going to crack on with this, put the window back in, and then I'll show you where we're at. But yeah, getting there. Alright then, guys, we're getting there. Just put all the wiring in. So the electric window wire goes up around the speaker on this bit of plastic here. These little clips hang on, and then we can plug that in a sec. Now, getting the window back in, you see the glass is back in. It's a bit tricky, because once you get it down, you want to put the motor in first, because once you start pushing on it, the white clips that hold the glass in starts to move down if the motor's not in there. So you want to put the motor in first. Just be very, very careful when you push the motor in, because the white motor in the back of it, behind this, it's got like a load of teeth on it and a sprocket that sort of goes through the middle. When you push that, the white part behind here pushes backwards behind the door. So when you go to do the screws up, you can't line up the screws. So I did this a few times. Yeah, just make sure you line these up first, the screws that go into it, and then the white thing behind will pull forward away from the door at the back, and then you can put your glass in, if you get what I mean. You might come across that issue when you go to do it. Just don't worry that you think you might have broken it, you haven't. It's just you got to make sure these screws are completely lined up with the motor behind it, so then this motor and the sprocket and the teeth can slide through it, and then the motor for the window can go up and down again. I hope that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, so now we can put the door card back on, get the door mechanisms all put back on, the wiring, and then fingers crossed that the electric motor works for the electric window. So we're getting there. So next time you see it, guys, we should have the door on just like this. The moment of truth we've all been waiting for. The final click of the final wire going in. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. It's a bit tricky. Let's just line it up. I line it up first. Ready? Oh, that's satisfying. And then just trying to figure out where it lives. I think it goes in there. Something like that. Yes, it does. Oh, so you've got a place for it as well. Oh, that's just even more satisfying. Oh, and then we just get this little piece here. Little doohickey goes in there. Boom. Door card is back on. So you just do a reverse. I did put a bit of bearing grease on the runners as well, so it's nice and smooth. Now is the moment of truth. Does the electric mirror work? Let's get onto the driver's side and have a look. Right, ignition on. Turn the nozzle I don't really want to move the mirror because it's perfect at the moment, but for YouTube, ah, it works. Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. And there we go then, guys. Thanks very much for watching my install video on how to convert your doors from the basic mirrors like that to these electric mirrors now inside the Fiesta. That is awesome. Full door conversion. As you just seen in the video, I've replaced the door and the mirror on this side. All the door electrics were in place. All I've done for that door was go down the scrapyard for £15, buy a wiring harness with the electric motor wire intact, buy some electric mirrors, install them, and the only injury I got was a massive cut on my fingers. But that ain't too bad for a day's work. It's taken me about 40 minutes out here to do all that, to convert the wiring over, and it all works. So that's great. I really like that. I'm happy now I have electric mirrors working on both sides of the car. And that is my conversion done on the interior of making it a nicer place to be. As you know, we've got the half levers in here, smelling like leather in here, smells lovely, it's looking great in here. I really enjoy it like that. If you have too, guys, don't forget, drop me a thumbs up and comment down below if you've done the same thing. How easy did you find it converting the wiring harness? Or if you're thinking of doing it, go and do it. It's very easy. It's just a click and play. Just remember how the wires go behind here though, because you don't want it getting in the way of the window mechanism or anything that moves inside the door. You really want to get as tucked in as possible. But other than that though, thanks very much for watching, guys. Remember, follow me on Instagram, links are down below, and Facebook if you want to follow me there. Message me directly if you'd like to as well, to ask any more questions about this, or leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. And that's it. The electric wire and loom conversion to electric mirrors in the Fiesta Mark 6 is now complete, and I couldn't be any more happier the way that went. Peace out. See you in my next video, guys. I like that. That's very nice. I'll see you guys soon.